Hello, and welcome back to Barljo's Basement. It's the Basement Farm in Farming Simulator 17 by Giant Software on my trusty old PlayStation 4. As you'll see by our game clock of 5:58 in the morning, it is the morning after the yesterday. Yesterday was Time-Lapse Tuesday, of course. Off camera, I did a couple more larger jobs, which has bumped our funds up quite nicely. So that was quite nice too. I also took the liberty, it's a liberty, of fixing our sheep's health. You may remember that it was ticking up nicely from 10%. It felt a bit of a game limitation in the Seasons mod that starts them so low to build up. 80% seemed a nicer place to start. Now, I won't go into the how or why, well, specifically the how I did it. It feels a little bit of a cheaty way, but as it was a game mechanic that didn't really feel fair either, well, it all breaks even. So today, what we will be doing is jumping in our tractor with our lovely new bucket that we bought during Time-Lapse Tuesday, heading on over to the sheep and cleaning them up. As we can see there, the cleanliness is 85%. Doesn't mean they're 85% dirty, it means they're 15% dirty, but we can always give them a little bit more. We'll top up their water as well, because that was looking low. We can see from our field states as well, fruit types. Let's just take the needs ploughing off there. 12, 14 and 15 are hours, just above flashing Gomez Ridge there. I need to do some spraying on 14 and 12. I think I'll just do that little strip of 12 just until just to bring it all up to a standard colour. Our growth stages are ticking along nicely. We've got 14 and 15 should be ready to harvest in another game day. 12 should be about a day behind them, but for now, let's head on over, clean up the sheep, water the sheep. We'll also need to think sometime about getting some hay for them. I am hoping we should be in a position to purchase a field that we can use to feed the sheep with. So grass you can also make hay from. There we go. There's our barley growing nicely there as well, but we'll get you some fertiliser spray later on. So, yeah. What a lovely day. But then it is the first of summer here in game, which means everything's getting ready to harvest. No one coming either way. Someone else's field. This is a huge field, and I do not intend to try and buy it. Certainly until much later in the game. Although, what I'm really doing is planning on running this series through till likely October time, when Farming Simulator 19 will be out. I've been scrimping and saving, and I've already earmarked some secret funds, don't tell Mrs. Barljo, to grab Farming Simulator 19 on release day, and hopefully do some first look videos as well. Okay, well, first thing first, let's head down here, have a look at how dirty the sheep actually are. Not too bad right now, just some little spots, but we'll clean it up just because, well, we bought the stuff, we may as well use it properly. Because for now there isn't much else I can use. Bucket 4, so there we go. Let's get that down there to scoop everything up nicely. As we drive over it, it should pick it off the floor. You can see it in the bottom right, shows you how much grass we're picking up there. Only 7 litres, not too bad. There we go, that wasn't too bad at all. So we'll tip it. No, I won't, I'll tip it back on the floor, because I am that daft. it up. If proof were needed, I don't practice off camera. Looks about right. There we go, that's all the 13 litres. So there we go. That's much safer. Get that tip back in there for you guys to finish up. There we go. Tippy, tippy, tippy. Mind your head, Captain Sheep. There we go. The cleanliness mark will take a couple of minutes to tick through. So there we go. That will do for now. I remember also saying we were going to fill up the water whilst we're here. I may as well then take the water back to the farm. Just to refill it, there is a lake we can use rather than using our own spring. Right, let's get that reversed in. There we go. Top up their water there. Fantastic, they've got another 3 days' water. Water's full, cleanliness is now 100, which is very nice. Their health is going up. Their reproduction rate should tick into being fairly shortly, and they will start to breed. I believe they should breed through the spring and the summer under the seasons mod, so there we go. So for now, we'll head back to the farm with this, do the spraying that we need to spray, grass field. What we'll do is... Oh, we should be in cab, never mind, sorry. Force of habit for my other save where I just bimble around and almost in an arcade manner. Yes, the longer term plan is get a field, sow it with grass, which should grow nicely, get it harvested for some straw for the sheep, because grass does not last once it's been cut. So that's something nobody needs. So we'll hop in our New Holland tractor, and I'll use this to take the water bowser over to the lake and have a look at the fields we're planning on doing for the day. So there's yes, when you add the animals into the game, you get it brings a lot more jobs to do, which is quite handy and useful. Now, because I know we're going to be heading out fairly shortly, I'm going to leave this here. More correctly, let's put that down, because you wouldn't leave a bucket in the air, stress on the hydraulics and all of that stuff. There we go. So here's our lovely stock New Holland. Let's go. We should have plenty in there for what we intend to do. Let's just go and do that little missing strip from our save mishap. In terms of more realism, let's call it a worker mishap, shall we? That's not very fair on the workers necessarily, but that will do. Let's get that turned on and I'll have a look and see how, see if we need to do another pass once we've started up there. Is that covering that light blue? Let's have a quick look. That should cover it nicely, so we'll just get to the end of here, and then we'll do that middle field, so we're all in the same place. This field would take a full a full coverage of fertiliser. But for now, I'm just going to leave it for another growth stage, just because this bit got missed. It's a bit of a tidy up exercise. We don't want to spend all our day doing this. Certainly not in early summer. Right, well, there we go. We'll get to the end of here, go and start our other field. Careful. So when we've finished this bit, we'll turn off and the entire field should be showing as the same blue colour. Let's see what it tells us. That's fine. Okay, so let's head on over to the other field. Get that done. Oh, you can go quicker than that. I don't know why I always start in that other corner, but for now, I'm going to mix it up a little and keep it fresh. Could do with being a little bit higher to clear the crops. Otherwise, that'll do. Okay. Now, we don't need to do field 15 with fertiliser, because that was handled by the cover crop we put in it, which we will be sowing through the winter so that everybody, just to make our spring planting that little bit quicker. There's plenty days through the winter where you can't do anything other than look after your animals, and maybe we'll go and do a bit of logging as well. Hire some equipment, cut some trees down, get that wood sold. I know that a 3-day season, certainly in-game, isn't the most realistic representation of how farming happens. It does make it a little bit easier to watch. It means we're not sat in spring for 9 game days just going, yeah, I need to do some more stuff. It's more arcadey in terms of getting stuff done, getting it sold, keep it ticking over. It is only a simulator after all, as realistic as you want to try and keep it. Still want to make it worth watching. But yes, lots of plans. When we finish this field, we'll have a quick look and see how those sheep are doing, see if we have a reproduction rate yet, to see when we may expect some new baby lambs. Oh, look at that. That was some good judgment. You can only just see the different colour of soil even from above. To guess where you're going. On the PC version of this game, which is available through Steam, I should probably point out, there is an add-on you can get called GPS, which draws a nice little line where you should be driving, much like the GPS in your car does, tells you where to go, which is still, I believe, reading the forums, fairly representative of how it generally works these days. So many things are run automatically off GPS. Certainly on the bigger farms, with the more expensive equipment, that it's not particularly considered cheating. But hey, what do I know about that? Not that much. There we go. A couple more passes on this field and we should be done nicely. Just to keep increasing the yield of the crop for when we do harvest it. We have our harvester sitting over there very nicely. I think when we've done this, the one thing I will do is buy a toolkit. Now, just while we've got the money, because it's the Seasons mod does introduce... Oh, hang on. Sorry, the Seasons mod does introduce maintenance requirements for your vehicles. You can take it down to the shop and they'll do it for you, which is fine, but you pay the mechanic's fee. I've got £1,000, but you can buy yourself a modded toolbox here. Just plonk it down on your land, and from that point you can just do it all yourself. It's very helpful as well if you're swapping tyres or swapping implements around that you already own. You can take them off and take them on with no real bother, rather than paying a mechanic to fit them. There is a full workshop as part of the vanilla game for 28,000, but let's be honest, if you can buy a toolkit for 1,000, oh, there we go, a perfect bit. If you can buy a toolkit for 1,000 to do it, then why the heck not? As we come to the end of our spraying for the day. These tractors, I know, could do with a clean. We've got the pressure washer, I believe. Yeah, I don't remember. Yes, I can just see it there in the distance. We do have the pressure washer, but we'll get everything cleaned up over the winter. No point in wasting time during the summer when we could be doing things. And there we go. Fold that up. Just check our coverage on the map. Yes, I still know you need... There we go, and that is a lovely dark blue, field 14 we've just finished, so won't need seeing to again until it's harvest time. But tomorrow, game day, we will certainly need to see to that third field. Over there in front of us, give that a full covering. And there we go. I should do, whilst I think about it, is see if we can fit this in here. I see the tank's getting fairly empty, it's only got 20% left. Let's sneak in here and give it a cheeky refill at our liquid fertiliser spot just there. There we go. And then it's ready to go. Okay. So, I think we will. I'm going to leave the front loader attachment here. Because we don't need to be driving around with it particularly. So, let's pop it over here in a nicely accessible place. We'll keep it under cover. Don't want it to get unnecessarily dirty and rusty. There we go. Walk it down gently. Detach it. Not you. Detach it just there. Well, that's just the bucket. Ah, can I not leave it with the bucket? Okay. I can't seem to detach that. Is it too high off the ground? Is it too low? There we go. Must have just been too high. Okay, well, let's go. Refill our water tanker. Cheeky freedom. Let's see if we can do any jobs for anybody. There we go. Yes, I've earmarked field number 8, which is just creeping into view in the map window in the bottom left. It's not too big. I don't want too much grass. I mean, we can make and sell some silage if we do end up with a lot. But let's be honest, too much grass is just asking for trouble. We've only got sheep at the moment. I can always expand into a bigger field. Let's turn down here because this is where the beach is, and then keep that field for just more crops. So, we've done quite a bit of work here on field 9 as well. It's a long one, but it's nice and slim, so not too big. I'd probably be tempted in many respects to have a go at that as well. Right, now I'm going to do this from the external view. because what I don't want to do is end up with our tractor in a lake. I have not yet mastered the art of reversing an articulated dolly trailer. There we go. Drop into the lake. That should fill up nicely. We don't need our working lights on at this time of day. Tractor slipping backwards. This was not a good sign. That's nice and full. Let's get out of here before we all end up in the lake. There we go. Heave-ho, water trailer. That's better. I know that's a little bit cheeky, but in any case, water is water. It's all part of the great water cycle of life. Right, let's have a look and see if there's any jobs to do in this field on the right in field 9. If not, I'll head up to field 8 and see if they've got anything appropriate. Well, I don't know what they're growing. Oh, it's only 600 odd quid. Well, I mean, it would keep us in with her nicely. Let's have a look at field 8. I can always do 9 on the way past to close the episode off if we suddenly find ourselves with things to do. I mean, it's almost for 800 odd pound, it's almost hardly worth doing. We are struggling up the hill with this, but anyway. Make sure we're not blocking the road with that in case anybody does want to come past. There we go. So, what's this gentleman got for us? Anything? You've got no mission available for us. Eric, this is the field I want to buy, this one. I want to give you all my money. Please let me do some work on it. Oy vey. Right, oh well. In that case, we'll go and do field 9 on the way back. I don't want to be chugging this water tanker all around town, so we'll drop it off at drop it off on the farm on the way back. That's for sure. Anyone coming that way? Not that way, my friend. Oh, that way. Let's go, go, go. The style of Murray Walker. Leave that nicely in the shade there. Let's see what this lady would like us to do now. That's an N series, yeah, nice New Holland there. I think that might be the only tractor she's going to give us. Oh, a Massey. 6 minutes in a Massey. I see very little reason why we shouldn't do that. Now, I have done some work with that sprayer before. It is huge. So, let's get this done for a quick 5 minutes. I think at this point it's probably worth saying, here in the UK, it is the summer holidays. This may well impact my video production because, well, as it's summer holidays, family is mildly more important. And I do have a real life outside make-believe farming. I know. Can you imagine? I should probably have mentioned that before. There we go. How much more on that sprayer? It is huge. I think there might even be another stage to unfold. Not quite. It does need 2 passes though, so you can't quite do it all in one, which is a shame. So we're not going to worry too much about trying to stay close to the edge, but we can do it all from the in-cab view because it is a nice road field. I'm not sure what of. Let's see what we can see. We're on field 9 and it is corn. Does that sound right to you? Field 9? Yes, of course it's corn. There we go. One trick I have noticed from watching other YouTubers is you can do all these missions for a farmer. When it's ready to harvest, buy it first, because then you not only get the field, but you also get the crop that you didn't have to pay for the seed for, you didn't have to pay for the fertiliser. You effectively got paid for working on your own crop if you do it that way round. I'm not sure whether the eventual price reflects that, but even so, worth thinking about. It's always possible that when we've done this field, the job for Mr. Roberts on Field 8 could be worth having another look at, but likely not. It's a lovely tractor. Particularly noticed some of the displays in here are fairly live. I'm not sure if you can see on this resolution. I haven't yet got my birthday presents up and running, but unboxing videos still to come. You might be able to see the speed and the digital readout at the bottom right of the display there. And there's also that computer display panel there. In many of the tractors, and indeed this one, I think, is fairly live. So actually telling you what's going on, which is very nice indeed. So we'll just swing around here, so we don't have to fold up and get the tree caught in our sprayer. Yes, told you I'd done it before. There we go. Head back down here, and that's that job done. A cheeky few hundred pounds, which should buy us our grass seed if we need it. It's much more of a long-term plan. Although doing those larger jobs off camera, it really is where the money comes in to get started. Of course, the busier we get, started to expand the farm, which hopefully we'll be able to do, certainly diversifying into sheeps, maybe some cows as well. We'll need the money not only for the animals, but for the equipment to feed them as well. We've got our water tanker. For cows, you need not only all their different mixed foods, so you need a variety of crops going on, which you can't go and just buy. For the cows, you need the likes of mock spreaders to collect all their waste. They do provide you with a regular income from milk, which is very nice. That just happens. There's obviously somebody looking after them on the quiet to make sure they get milked, but we'll come to that when we get enough money. And there we go, as our pie chart closes up in the top. Wasn't the most taxing job I think we'll ever do, but you get paid for it nonetheless. Thank you. £900 for Mary. You got anything else while I'm here? Sometimes it lets you do another job straight away. Not today, Josephine. And there we can see, you may have spotted the nominal value of the field to purchase was 99 before. We've done that little job for her there, and it's dropped down to 97k, which is still out of our price range, but even so. Let's have, before we go back, let's have a quick look at Mr. Roberts' farm, just to see if the job has ticked live. I think it's 24 game hours they seem to operate on, but his might be, just might. I've popped in, I see it's coming up 12 o'clock game time. Maybe we wait till then just to see. And if not, we'll head back to our farm. 58. Oh, we're blocking the road, but we won't be long. There we go, 12 o'clock. Got nothing to do, nothing now. That is a shame. This field, of course, is 64. If we do another couple of jobs, I think we should be able to get it down to somewhere around 50. I don't think, from my looking around the place, Eric Roberts has another farm, another field we can work on to increase. No, we haven't, which is something of a shame. Mary Evans has a couple. She has 9. That's that long slim one, and 13, which is just next to it. I don't think we'd get the price down too much further. Right, one last check. Not that I'm obsessed with getting this field or anything. Not at all. Right, we'll come and look at you on a different game day then, my friend. Okay. So let's drop the water tanker back at our own farm, then job, I think, just to sneak in. Nope, it doesn't look like we will. I've just seen what time it is. So I think we'll probably save the other jobs for the next time-lapse Tuesday, if I manage to fit that in terms of filming. If not, I'll just get it all done. Actually, that's probably an easy one to film, because I don't do commentary on it. So it doesn't matter if my good lady is sat next to me while I'm doing it. She's very patient. Patient of a saint, that lady. Obviously, being married to me, she's got a lot of practice. Okay, let's pull in here. What I'll do is reverse the water tanker into the shed next to our... that was the wrong bucket. Next to the front loader attachment we had there. Because we'll take that up. Next time we do the sheep, I'll take the water up and we can clean them out as well. Well, there we go. Maybe I am starting to get the hang of that reversing thing. Okay. And since as we're in our case, I know the other thing we should do, since we're on an animal's kick, let's just dive along here. We'll go and see how many eggs our lovely chickens have been keeping for us. On our way to the next job, which I will do for a time. Lots of eggs around here. What does our... missed the... So there we go. 22 eggs in there to sell. May as well keep them up. Now, I have also realised one of the things I didn't mention is... I was about to say an Easter egg, but that's not really what I meant. There's one. Whilst I'm walking around here, we'll see it. There we go. Keep going in here, make sure we get everything. You can't really make a living from the eggs. They're kind of a nice to have. How did that do us? Still another two floating around the place. There's one of them. Cock-a-doodle-doo indeed, Captain Scratchy. Right. Now, was that all of them? Still another one somewhere. Great demand at Stanton Sawmill for wood chips. Well, I don't have any wood chips, and they're quite a speciality thing. It's probably not really worth doing. I may do it next game year if I get there before the release of 19. I'd imagine we will. Did I find that egg? I'll find it on a different day. Is it hiding in there? No. Right, the other thing I haven't yet mentioned about this game, but now it's summer, it seems a good idea to, is this little thing here. This is a gold nugget. So if we go to pick it up, we should get a message, which is always interesting. You have discovered a gold nugget. Yes, I have. And it seems like there's still some gold to be found in the region. Try to find the remaining 99. They are hidden all over the valley. It's not just in this game, it's in this map rather, it's a mechanic of the game. If you collect them all, you get a cheeky little bonus. Some people don't really feel that that's appropriate for the game, but on the other hand, if you've got a lot of gold, you've got a lot of money. So I think that's probably more of a job for the winter when there's not much to do in the fields. Certainly not for a nice, lovely summer's day when there's plenty of jobs to do, money to earn, fields to spray, sheep to water. Well, here we go. Let's see if field 19, which I believe is Mr. Nelson's field, if I recall correctly. Oh, it's Natalie. Natalie Johnson. Well, that's a strange one. Yes, I probably just can't read. Another quick 5-minute job, and I think that will do us for this video. So let's dive in, get it done. It's another spray job, like we did on our own fields, but it's just that time of year. It's the same sprayer that we're used to. This lady has an extra fuel tank thing on the front instead of a weight. Oops. Wasn't close enough. There we go. Let's get that unfolded. So we'll have a quick blast around this field, and that, I think, should do us for today. There we go. We kind of have a nice little routine built in of fields to work. 23 and 24 at the bottom of the map are often quite nice to do as well. Not too big for Time-Lapse Tuesday, which is very nice, but having already done 9 and 19, which I usually do as part of that, I'll probably have to find some more. I will keep checking back to that field 8, because that is the one I want, unless this one suddenly becomes available. But I will check the price of this when we finish the job. That will do us there. Whoa! That wasn't the straightest turnaround I've ever seen. I'm sure the same goes for you guys. I can't see too much out of the front of the tractor with that front weight on it. Can I move it? No, I cannot. Well, never mind. There you go, we're nearly halfway down this field already. And yep. There we go, much better turnaround that time. So by the time we get to the top, it'll be one more pass, and then we can be done. Well, that was quite a productive day. Got our own field seen too, we got our sheep visited. How lovely, what a lovely, lovely working game morning that was. May have turned into quite a long video by accident. I apologise for that. There we go. One last pass should give us, even if not complete coverage there, should certainly give us enough to be... Oh, look at that! It just spanned it. That appeals to the slightly OCD person within me. Strips missed. It's sometimes easy to get lazy when you're doing these jobs just because you know it doesn't have to be complete, but there we go. Well, £750, and I think that will do us for today. So, thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed, or even if you haven't, please do leave me a like. Do subscribe to the channel. You'll get these videos and the Minecraft and indeed the Stardew Valley as and when they pop up. And yeah, so thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye for now. Bye!